Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adrian, and in today's vlog I thought it'd be fun to show you a realistic week of reading for me as a corporate America girly. I work technically like an 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. time frame, so I thought it'd be fun if we read together this week and kind of see what a realistic week looks like for me, but also how much reading can I actually get done when I work essentially 11 hours a day while also maintaining a social life, kind of a gym schedule, kind of other hobbies, etc. But anywho, I think the first book we're going to read this week is These Summer Storms. This is what I chose for my July book of the month pick. I technically am in the middle of like 4 books right now, but I'm just not in the mood for any of them. So I think I'm going to do a little genre switch up. This book sounds really good to me. It really is intriguing me at this current moment, and I think that is the sign that this is what I should start reading. It is currently 9 p.m. on Sunday night when I'm starting this week-long vlog. So let's see how much I can read tonight. Okay, I'm like barely into this book. I'm 5 pages in, but she said that it's Labor Day weekend, which I think is kind of fun because, fun fact, Labor Day weekend is almost always the weekend of my birthday, so this book is making me really excited already, but I also fear what's coming. But that's just a fun little Easter egg for you. Okay, so I'm about 30 pages in, and there is a line just now that I loved and I wanted to read to you guys. So basically, her mother, she goes back to her house after not being home for a long time, and her mother says, "How resourceful." And it says, "Resourceful was one of Elizabeth's words. The ones all mothers have, designed to push all the buttons that they've installed. The ones that serve as placeholders for others, more pointed words. In Alice's mother's case, resourceful was joined by interesting, creative, modern, and charming, and required a tonal reading that often flummoxed, I don't know what that word is, the recipient." And then I skipped a couple lines, it's fine. The next paragraph says, "Alice's first language had been her mother's, however, and she knew the meaning of how resourceful. It translated to, that was awfully stupid." I am eating this book up. Okay, another one. It says, Not even widowhood could keep Elizabeth from her skincare regimen. To the untrained eye, she looked smooth and dewy and unpuffy and fabulous, but daughters are trained from birth to read their mother's emotions, and Alice had noticed the tiny cracks. Y'all, this book, I'm obsessed. The writing is so good. I love it. I genuinely, I'm like barely into it, and I love it. Okay, another line I love. This one maybe it's a spoiler, but not really, because it literally says in the blurb that her father died. Anywho, it says, "That was the problem, wasn't it? Her father was incredibly easy to fall in love with and absolutely impossible to love." Crazy. Okay, Sunday night update. It is now 10:15, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for bed. But I read 40 pages of The Summer Storms, and so far I am loving it. It is doing what I think The Conditions of Will was trying to do. Like, it's about a family coming back together after the death of their father. But so far in this one, I'm actually liking all of the family members, and I did not feel that way in The Conditions of Will. Don't get me wrong, I loved The Conditions of Will. It was a 4-star book. But this one, so far, I'm liking even more, which means it has the potential to be a 5-star read for me. But like I said, so far I'm loving it. I really think I could probably finish it tomorrow if I really set my mind to it. Today I also read about 35 pages of Warbreaker. I've been reading this book for literally like a week and a half now. I'm getting a little burnt out on it, which is kind of why I decided to go ahead and pick up a different book. But I really liked the chapter I read today. It was really interesting. Basically, Warbreaker is by Brandon Sanderson, and it's about like this magical world where you have magic based on breaths, and it's all like a color-based magic system. And so far, I'm really liking it. Like I said, I think I need to take a little break from it. It's really, really long, and I've also read so much Brandon Sanderson in the past like 2 weeks. Like, I did a little binge, and I think I'm ready for just like a little palate cleanser. Don't necessarily want it to be in the middle of a book that I'm reading, but I think this will be good for me. I also have another book started that we may or may not pick up tomorrow / the rest of this week, which actually I need to because it's for my book club that's meeting this Friday. So like the Friday of the week that I'm recording this. But that is everything that I've read so far this vlog. Let's see what we get done tomorrow. Guys, you know it's a good day when a lit Escalades box shows up at the front door. Welcome. I just got home from work. My lit Escalades package arrived, and I thought it'd be fun to do a little unboxing together. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, on top there is a letter. It's from Pierce Brown. I've already seen other people open it. Oh, there's a Son of Aries like sticker or something in there. That's cool. Oh, I dropped it. Looks like this. And it's basically him saying that Red God is going to be the final book in the 7-book series, but that he plans to explore the world. Okay, and then I'll show these in greater detail once I put them on my book. I got the 3 original dust jackets for the new books. Or sorry, for the original trilogy. And then I'm so excited. These are my 3 signed and personalized books. My dogs are playing, kind of ruins the mood, but it came with a free Hail Reaper bag. Okay, so this is one of the new covers on Lightbringer. I'll show them in greater depth here in a minute. Oh my god. Signed and personalized to me. Guys, I'm so happy now. All 6 books that I own are signed and personalized. And I think that's so cool. And then, fun fact, in this drop, they also had the map designer sign up. So his signature is down there, and I think that's so cool. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I did not get a chance to update yesterday. I'll be honest. I got home, unboxed my lit Escalades package, like my new Pierce Brown special editions, and then I hopped on a Zoom call for book club and then basically went straight to bed. But I do technically have an update because I read a little bit while I was at work. I read 66 pages of The Summer Storms yesterday. I made it to page 106 so far. I am literally loving it. I think it is so good. I whipped out a pencil at work yesterday and started underlining stuff, and I literally never ever do that. But I did take some notes. So I work at a place where I can't have my phone during the day. So I did take some handwritten notes about my thoughts. My only note here, to be honest, says I think the other story I was trying to think of the other day was Knives Out. The family dynamic of this story reminds me of the family in Knives Out, where they're all just kind of like rich and crazy, and they all kind of want to win. Like, they all want the inheritance. Obviously, there's no murder in this, but the father has passed away. So, I don't know. It gave me kind of similar vibes. But, anywho, like I said, it's Tuesday today. So, those are the days I usually work from home, which means I can usually get quite a bit of reading done during the day because, like, I'll read on my lunch break. I can listen to my audiobooks a little easier from the house, like while I do other tasks for work. And I get off of work a little earlier on Tuesdays because of that. But anywho, I just thought I'd give you a little update. My plan is to update a little bit more tonight / throughout the day, so I'll keep y'all updated. Okay, now that I've got my new Pierce Brown editions, I need to reset up my shelf here. So I thought it'd be fun to do a little time lapse real fast of setting it up. So hopefully this footage looks okay, because I don't know. But anywho. This for now. So, okay, another thing that I'm having to do is I am currently storing my old covers in here. I don't think I want to get rid of them. Like, I don't know if I'll ever go back to them, but also, like, I don't think I want to get rid of them. But I have this issue also where I really want to keep the old covers for the second trilogy, like the second half, but I got new copies of the books, so I'm like, do I just have 2 copies of Iron Gold, Dark Age, and Lightbringer, or do I just take these covers off, store them with my other ones, and then, like, sell just the naked hardcover editions of these books? Because these are my signed copies. I'm gonna keep those, but I want the covers. I don't know what to do. Okay, guys, it is now Tuesday evening. I'm going to be so honest. I'm about to start another new book. I am loving these summer storms. Yo, I'm recording a video. But if I want to finish both of my book club reads in time for book club on Friday, I have to start now. Can y'all be quiet? Anywho, so I'm about to start Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have about an hour and a half before I have something to do tonight, so I'm hoping I can get a pretty good chunk of this read. Hey friends, it is now Wednesday. I didn't end up updating yesterday. I read about 60 pages of Atmosphere last night, and then I read an additional 86 pages today. I'm on 146. So far, I think I am liking this book, but I don't think I'm obsessed with it the way everyone else is. I think for me, the parts I enjoy the most are the current timeline where it's like kind of crazy and, suspenseful. I don't find myself really caring about the past other than learning about the crew. Like I personally I'm not drawn to the romance. I don't care about that plot to be honest, but like it's not bad. It's just I don't know. There's just something about it that isn't gripping me. I think it's good, but I think for me it would work better if they were just friends. Like I don't know. I have such mixed opinions because part of me wants to buy my own copy. This is my friend's copy and underline like every other sentence. And then, like I said, the other half of me, I'm bored. Like, I just don't care about the past timeline. Like, there are definitely parts I'm really, really liking. Like, I really like learning about the crew, like I said. But some of it, I'm reading it and I'm like, I just want to get back to the drama. I think I'm here for the drama and the drama only, okay? But I think I'll be able to finish this maybe tonight. It's already 9:30 though, and I still need to take a shower and get ready for bed. And I usually only stay up till 10:30. So okay, I'll be honest, I actually don't think I can finish this tonight, but I think I could get a good portion read and then finish it tomorrow. And then I have this Friday off of work. I work at a company where we get every other Friday off. So this week I actually do have my Friday off. So I'm thinking I can finish this between today and tomorrow. And absolute worst comes to worst, I can definitely finish it Friday. But anywho, I have this alcohol-free mojito. Can you see that? You sure can. It is phenomenal. It kind of tastes like the Starbucks Cool Lime Freshers. If you ever had those back in the day, I am loving it. My husband said it's a little tart, but I think that this genuinely mixed with some water would taste exactly like a Cool Lime Refresher. I got this at a local grocery store. Just found it. It's really good. Ooh. I mean, the mint and the lime together it is so tasty. I love it. Highly would recommend. Okay, it is now 10 p.m. I took a shower. I'm sitting amongst our Pokemon. My husband put them there. Don't ask. It's time to read some more of Atmosphere. It was my sticky note bookmark. Don't mind that. I think I'm only going to probably read for like another 30 minutes. I'm pretty tired. And like I mentioned in an earlier clip, I just don't think I'm obsessed with the story. Like I am, but also like I feel like I could put it down tonight and be completely okay if I'm just being honest. But anywho, I think it is time to get back into it. I had another thought I was gonna say and it's just gone. So anywho, let's read. Guys, I have to be honest with you. I find Joan so annoying. Like, I get it. I think I get it. But also, every time she says something, it just makes me cringe a little bit. Like I said, I think I understand her character. I get it. I understand where she's coming from. I get the emotions, the feminism, blah, 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 what will you. But something about the way she talks is driving me up a wall. Up a literal wall. I can't do it. And I think that's my major problem with this story so far is I'm more interested in literally everybody but Joan. Which really sucks because Joan is obviously the main character, but here we are. Okay, we're back to the good stuff. We're back to the current timeline. This is the part of the story that I'm personally here for. go ahead and skip to this time if you don't want spoilers. I have some theories. I kind of think that this is potentially their first mission. Like the way it's reading, I kind of think this is their first mission. And I will be honest, I think that, if it's true, makes me a little more emotional because this is like literally all of their dreams. And it's just kind of sad. And like I just said, I care way more about the side characters than I do Joan. And so far, I really think Hank is my favorite. And this chapter just keeps reminding me that Hank has died. And it's making me really, really upset. There was a like current timeline chapter earlier that almost brought me to tears. I wonder if I could find it. It like was where Vanessa was going, she was like having a panic attack about their situation, and it just went through and listed everyone that was deceased. And it was the first time we had like really, because the very, very first chapter you hear about all these people that have died, but you don't know them yet, so you're kind of like, oh, that sucks, but like I don't know who they are. But then you go in the flashback and you learn about them and how they're all kind of like a found family, and they have all these like personalities obviously and just all this stuff. And then you go back to the like second like future chapter, I guess, and I feel like that one hit me so much harder, especially when she was talking, like the part where Joan said everyone had come into the bay. That was really, really sad to me. And then her saying like, please, like, I'm obviously sad about everyone else, but please don't take Vanessa. I thought that was really sad. I don't know, just like the whole vibe of that chapter almost brought me to tears. It didn't, but it almost did. See, like, okay, Vanessa is talking about how much Steve meant to her and their relationship and what it was like, and that is just making me so emo. Like, I really feel for her, and I don't think it's gonna be good. I don't get good vibes from this future plot, this future scenario. I'm getting kind of sad, feeling kind of anxious. Yeah, I don't know. I think her relationship with Steve is really sweet. And obviously we know so much about Hank and Griff, and just Griff. This line says, she can see the past, but it is now tinged with the excruciating inevitability of the present moment. I'm sorry. Frank. Like, Hank is gone, Steve is gone, now Griff is gone too. Okay, my final count for today is 110 total pages. I read about 25 pages. So, gonna go to sleep now. We will see you tomorrow for another update. Hello friends, it is now Thursday. I read 192 pages today, which is like actually kind of crazy. I had the slowest day at work, like literally ever. So that being said, I read, I think it was like 170-ish pages of Atmosphere. I finished it. My final rating is like a 3.754 kind of. I liked it, but there were so many times that I was bored. I don't think I cared for Joan as a character very much, and obviously she's the main character, so that kind of sucks. But go ahead and skip to this time if you don't want any spoilers. But anywho, basically, the story starts out with like a space mission going wrong, and the reason that it goes wrong, in my opinion, is so stupid. Like, if they just followed protocol, they would have never been in this position. So that kind of pissed me off from the get-go. And then, like, we go back in time to learn about these people. I liked that, but I personally didn't really care for the romance. And then the ending, like, was kind of rushed. It had that meme of like, oh, I'm alive, and then I'm dead, and then I'm alive. Because, like, Joan is talking to her love interest, Vanessa. She's the last, awake survivor of this tragedy. And it's implied that Vanessa's died. And Joan is all like, oh, I'm gonna be okay. Like, I can get through this. And then, not even 2 seconds later, Vanessa's like, surprise, I'm alive. And she talks, which was sweet. But I almost wish it had been another chapter or something, or like a epilogue or just something to kind of, you know, add suspense a little bit. Speaking of, personally, I thought the future/current timeline chapters were the best. I just, after a while, I didn't care about what was happening in the past. I mean, obviously, I liked learning about the crew. Thought it was really sad. I really grew to care for Griff and Hank, especially, and Steve, even, to the point that, I liked that. But I feel like this story, for me, focused on the romance a little too hard, starting around the 60% mark. I wanted to know more about, them as a found family, them as, space cadets. I think that this book would have been phenomenal for me if the romance didn't exist. Not that it wasn't good, it's just I think that Joan would have been a more compelling character to me if she was more distraught about everyone on the space mission rather than just her girlfriend. But like I said, that's just me. That's just my opinion. It's still a beautiful love story. I really wanted to see more of the repercussions, I guess, of literally everyone on the crew dying. All we got was her girlfriend's not dead. She was like, yay, and end of story. Like, what? Hello? Where's the epilogue? Where's the rest? Anywho, after that, I read, got 2 bookmarks in here, 1 second. I read up to page 47 of Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I don't really have any thoughts so far other than that one sound from Phineas and Ferb where he's like, if I had 2 nickels, and specifically this relates to that meme because if I had 2 nickels for every time a romance author who I really, really loved released a 2025 romance book that had a subplot of dementia, specifically the female main character's mother having dementia, I'd have 2 nickels. And it's weird that it's happened twice. Yeah, that's about all I got so far. I don't know if I'm loving it. I don't know. I've loved all 3 of her other works. Genuinely, all 3 so far for me have been 5 out of 5 stars. So I'm a little scared. I just don't think it would be possible for her to have a 4th 5 out of 5 star, which is kind of pessimistic of me, but I've just heard nothing but negative reviews of this, which is really just making me not want to read it, but it's for book club. And if it wasn't for book club, I'd probably just wait and let the reviews, leave my brain or whatever. But the fact that I have to have this read within the next couple days, I just don't think I want to. Which really sucks because I love Ashley Poston. She is genuinely one of my favorite romance authors. I guess I could tell you what this book's about a little bit. Basically, this girl, Joni, our main girl, Joni, is a songwriter, and she is kind of in a little bit of a songwriter slump. She can't write anything. She kind of lost her muse, and it turns out she's lost her muse because her mother has dementia and she has to go home. Ooh, this is spicy. It says her best friend is hiding someone or something. Sorry. Her mother's memories are fading fast, and the revelry is clothing. What? Why can I not speak? The revelry is closing. So that's her family's bar. They have a concert venue. And then basically Joni hears this song in her head that happened after she kissed a guy at a concert, and now she's trying to figure out where that song comes from because she can hear it, and she's asking her best friend, do you hear this? And her best friend's nah. So that's all I got so far. Hopefully it'll be good. The fact that it also has a mother with dementia, I'm a little worried about it, but I think that's literally just the say you'll remember me curse. I'm now scared that this book is going to be too similar to that one, and I didn't like that one. So, but anywho, it is literally 9:30. We read so much at work that then when I got home, I watched some Spy Family with my husband. So, but anywho, I'm off work tomorrow, so we gonna vibe, we gonna read. We have so many chores and errands to do, so we probably will have to whip out an audiobook tomorrow, but I will update again tomorrow with the pages I read tomorrow, and I'll also update if I end up reading anything tonight. We'll see what happens. Oh, and also book club got moved to Sunday. God bless. Which is good for me because I still need to finish. I did finish one, which, shocker, anyone from book club, if you're watching this, this is not the book. Like, if you had paid money to bet on which of the two books I was going to read this month, I guarantee you everybody would have chosen this one, because this being historical fiction, ooh, girl. Oh, also, I thought of another issue I had with this. It kind of irked me that it was only the women that survived. Like, I felt bad for all the men. And then I felt bad for all the men's significant others. But anywho, I think I've already talked about that. So, yeah, wish me luck. I think it'd be kind of funny if I showed up to book club and hadn't read Ashley Poston, because I'm one of her largest fans, and I think everyone knows that. So, but anywho, good night. I will see you tomorrow. Hello, it is now Friday. I had the day off work. I got so many errands and chores and just all that done. But while I was doing that, I was in fact reading. And you're asking yourself, reading? Yep, I did the girly pop thing. I listened to my audiobook, and I was able to complete a full audiobook. This was 254 pages. So I read this. It's Expiration Dates by Rebecca Cyril. I'll be honest, I just finished it and it's already left my brain. I feel like this is one of those books where literally nothing happened. Like, it was kind of a waste of time because, like, so basically the whole plot is this girl receives pieces of paper that say, you know, Thomas 1 month, and then she knows that she will date someone named Thomas for only 1 month. And so it's like her going through like 6 different relationships with different timelines, and it's cool technically, but also, like, to me it felt like a waste of time because we were going from her current relationship, which was just a name blank, so like you assume she's going to be with him forever, to going back in time to these old relationships. And it was just like, I don't care. I don't care that you were with this Thomas guy for 1 day. Like, are you kidding me? And then, like, the current timeline was good, but there was some kind of severe miscommunication. And then, this is a spoiler, so you guys can, like, go ahead and skip. I'll put a timestamp or something. Rebecca Cyril's books have this tendency to, like, have a character that's gonna die, and it's the main character in this. Like, Expiration Dates, yeah, literally. So that was like a major plot point, and it kind of bugged me because she's like talking about her love life or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's like, eh, and by the way, my heart's failing, but luckily she didn't die, so that did prevent her from having like a happy, healthy relationship with all these people. And then at the end of the book, it kind of made it sound like the papers were just like mental, like she could have just ignored them the whole time, because it turns out that her current relationship is a fake piece of paper. And I mean, it did end, but like, she made that choice, and it is implied that she made the like conscious choice to end every relationship prior. So I'm like, what was the point? And then she ends up going back to one of her previous relationships, who's her best friend, which I feel like that also was a weird dynamic. Like, you're telling me you slept with this dude and now he's your bestie? I mean, I guess it can happen, but it just felt like a weird dynamic, especially because he kept confessing his love for her, like, as she's with her current boyfriend, which I don't know. That was weird to me. But it's later revealed that he wrote the piece of paper with her current relationship so she could realize that she could have a like actual lasting relationship, which like that's crazy. And then she just goes back with him even though he technically had a slip of paper that said, 6 months or whatever. So it was just fake the whole time? What was the point? What was the point? Somebody tell me, please. Anywho, I rated it 3 stars. I like her writing, but I think in 5 years is her best work. The other two have both been kind of what is the point kind of books, which sucks, but oh well. Okay, and then I read a little under 200 pages of Sounds Like Love. Please don't ask me why I was reading 2 romance books at the same time. I was super confused, okay? I'm just gonna be honest. But, uh, again, I don't think I care about this book. It's really looking like it's gonna be a 3-star read for me, which sucks because literally every other book I've ever read by this author, I've rated 5 stars. All 3 of them that are currently published that I've read. But this one again, it just has weird stuff going on. Like, they talk to each other in their brains and they never have peace. And they're falling in love. Which, like, I guess sometimes I wish I could read Aaron's brain, like his thoughts, but also, I don't know. I just think this would drive me nuts. Yeah, I don't know. I have no thoughts. I don't think I've been doing this book justice, though I will admit I have not been paying enough attention, and reading it at the same time as another romance book was probably a stupid thing to do, but here we are. Can't go back in time now. But anywho, I think I'm going to read some more tonight, but I do not think it'll be this. Like, a part of me is kind of wanting to DNF this, which is awful because I love her and I want to support her as an author. But it's just not hitting for me, okay? Like, what's up with all these romance authors recently releasing books and they suck? Okay, that was a little harsh, but like, I didn't like Abby Jimenez's new release. I'm not really vibing with this release. Who else? I did like Great Big Beautiful Life. I will admit, I did like that a lot. But like, Christina Lauren, I hated The Paradise Problem. Like, one of my least favorite romances I've ever read. Allie Hazelwood. That's another author who I loved her most recent release. But like, some of these authors have been my comfort authors for years and years and years, and you're telling me that like I might have to not enjoy them anymore or something? Like, that'd be crazy. But like, okay, so I did like Great Big Beautiful Life, but to go back to Emily Henry, I hated Funny Story. So like, it's just making the romance genre really hard for me, guys. I already don't like reading romances, but then when I find these authors and I'm like, yeah, I love them, and then they let me down. What am I supposed to do? You know what though, my girl Allie? She has never done me wrong. Thank you, Allie Hazelwood. My queen. But anywho, yeah, I'm just rambling to be honest. I think tonight I might go back and read some more of these Summer Storms. But I'm also kind of in the mood for fantasy. I said I needed to take a break from Warbreaker, and I'm not kidding. I've read 4 books since Warbreaker, and I'm kind of now itching to get back into fantasy. This is crazy. So I guess we'll see what I do, because obviously I will update you later. It's the way I was barely in frame for any of those clips just then. But anywho, ignore that. Clearly I am still a newbie at this, okay? It's Sunday. My plan was to finish this vlog on Saturday, like run the corporate week, I guess, from Sunday to Saturday. But I did literally nothing yesterday. I sat and played a game on my Switch for like the whole day. And then when I didn't do that, I think I did read like maybe 6 pages, but definitely not enough to vlog or really count for this week. And then I kind of just relaxed, kind of took a me day. I'm in a little bit of like a rut right now. Nothing sounds fun. I don't really want to read any books. I think I was forcing myself to read books all week that like I had to read because of book club. And then surprise, I didn't even finish the book before book club. So, but anywho, my total for the week was 945 pages, which was still a lot, but I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting it to be more. I think on a normal week, I probably read like over 1,000 pages. Maybe not. Maybe I just am crazy, but I don't know. It was still obviously a really good week. I read so much. I enjoyed, I'd say like 60% of what I read this week in this vlog. But anywho, I thought I would come back and do a final report slash I needed to close out this video for you guys. But anywho, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope to do one of these maybe monthly on my channel, so stay tuned for that. I am just another busy corporate girly, so I'm sure I'll have lots to talk about, lots of realistic weeks to record in the future. But anywho, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you in the next one.